Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is The Corner, episode 6.
Wow, we 6 episodes in, man.
And we in there,
Wow.
man. We getting up there. We getting up there. Yo, so tonight, this topic is going to be quality over quantity. And when you saying quality over quantity, it can mean, it can mean a range of things. You can be talking about relationships. You can talk about life. You can talk about the way of life, the way things are, what you choose for yourself and everything like that. So as we dig into this topic or whatnot, we're just going to shoot back and forth about different things that, we feel like are more so a quality or quantity type situation. So, we just want y'all to sit back, enjoy. Please leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share this video if possible. And we're here. So I'm going to kick this off. I'm K1. This is
Mac.
This is
Anthony.
And we are The Corner.
Yeah.
And also tonight, I am sporting the Vasi hoodie tonight for my boy, man. Trying to support black businesses out there, man, because it's definitely a thing, man. It's definitely an important thing to do, man. So go check it out, man. Hoodies are like 40, shirts are 25. Hit them up, man. It's like I said, you see how the fit looks on me, so hey, check it out.
Well, it's sharp. Hoodie season.
Hoodie season came in
It's
right.
approaching.
Yeah, right time,
It's
man.
here now.
Yeah, it's
Here
here now.
It's
Yeah.
ready now.
Oh yeah, it's hoodie season, man. Go copy one.
For sure, for
Yeah.
sure. Definitely links gonna be in the description as far as the clothing line and also our links and stuff as well. They'll be all in the description. So like I said, like and subscribe. Our Facebook page is up, so don't forget to check that out as well. You'll see all the content from that we post on YouTube, bloopers, outtakes, all that stuff. So just get involved, y'all.
Yeah.
Facts.
Thank you.
So-
Thank you.
All the support is appreciated.
Oh, very much so. Very
Tell
much
your
so.
friends.
To tell a friend to tell a
Tell a
friend.
friend, tell a friend. Oh man, so y'all want to kick it off?
Quantity over quality.
Quality over quantity.
Quality over.
Right.
Okay. All right. Over quantity. All right. What's I guess the first topic or conversation point? Friends, I think, is a good one.
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
How many of us have them? Friends.
How many of us? Not that kind of. I mean,
I
some
know.
folks.
You talking about the song?
I guess fair
Some-
enough.
some-
Some folks do
Ones
have
you can depend on.
multiple. Some of them even like. But anyway, no friends like
Confidants.
friends, yeah, companions and
Yeah.
brothers, sisters,
Yeah.
things like that. But anyway, yeah, quality over quantity. I think as far as we go, we've kind of picked the quality over quantity. Like we don't have a big group that's been the same core cast for almost decades at this
Yeah.
point. Like yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
because it's been over 10 years because got out of school at 2010. It's 2020 now.
Right.
And God, man.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And we've stuck to this same core for that duration. So yeah, but I mean, there's other people's personalities who are, I guess, set up for more of a broader, maybe not so intimate, friendship basis as far as like having a large number of friends, going out and doing things with a large group of people all the time. Which there's no right or wrong to any of them. I mean, if that's how you built, that's how that's how you move.
Man, in high school that was the wave. I mean, in high school it was like, hey, everybody get together, we go hang out, go do something. That was the wave.
Right.
Not knowing that, hey, a lot of these people you saying probably not gonna be, cool with them for that long.
Yeah.
And because I mean, I think in the minds of most kids, or especially teenagers, they assume, oh yeah, we gonna have this long span of 30+ friends for life. We're gonna always stay in contact, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
But
you do kind of.
yeah, but that's the dream at the moment. But then after that, reality kicks in. You grow up and learn like, hey, not everybody's gonna stick around, and that just kind of, that levels that line between quality versus quantity and whatnot. And when I say that, because a lot of people, it can happen for in different ways. Like he said, for us, the group has been minimized really compared to what it used to be.
Yeah.
and we're okay with that. Like I
Yeah.
said, we've been hanging for this long or whatever.
Right.
But who's to say that the people that broke away from us, we were the quantity. Like
Right.
there was
Right.
enough quality there for them to stay, so they moved on and found
Well,
something
maybe
better.
that's not the reason. Like,
I mean, not
that
necessarily the
just
reason, but
happened
like
to
you said,
happen. Like,
some people was just like maybe it's not built for that.
Right.
Built
Yeah.
for that setting.
What
Maybe
we
it
got
should,
going on.
yeah,
Like,
maybe
yeah.
it's further what they want to be for. Almost like leaving a group. Like this group was good, nothing wrong with the group, but there's more I want to do.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Which happened, and then there's moving away, there's spreading out. I feel like school
Facts.
made it easy. School
Mhm.
made being social easy.
very much so.
And then now, like outside of school, there's so many extra, like you ain't talked to so and so for years, and now you gotta think, do I have the, I don't know about courage, but whatever to, reach out to this person that I haven't spoken to in that long, and
Right.
you know what I'm saying. So I guess since school, things have been spanned out, and, different walks of life. Everyone just kind of goes in their own direction. Some people stick together, some don't.
Mhm.
But I think we've definitely conquered longevity in our friendship. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and I wouldn't trade my group of friends for anything, like
Absolutely.
whatsoever.
I wouldn't either.
And that's not to say that you can't have that with quantity, but you know, quality definitely won for us.
Mhm.
Like condensed numbers.
And I think that the reasons for specifically us for our longevity is because in some way us three brings something to the table, as far as a friendship.
Right.
Maybe I'll bring something, that maybe y'all two might not have, but Vincent brings something that me and Tony might not have, and then Tony might bring something that you and I might not have, but
Right.
it's all cohesive,
Right.
and it just all comes together and it meshes well,
together. Yeah.
right? And then it's just like with the quality, it may not be enough, well, not enough. It may not be a lot, of peers within our circle, but
Right. We have our strengths and
we have our strengths, right?
our things
Yeah.
about us. Yeah.
Exactly. And one of my favorite MCs, Jay-Z says less is more.
Right.
We've accomplished a lot, over 15 plus years probably.
Right.
Friendship, right? Of friendship, with just, you know, well, our fourth member is not here, but just with you, me, Tony, and Silk,
Right.
we
Yeah.
we have a longevity of quality that that just meshed and was able to stand within the test of times, and that's not to say that all of us was perfect, because there were times where we were tested, our friendship were tested,
Right.
but it was up to us to remember the qualities that we bring to the table, to kind of keep this unit locked in.
Right.
And I think that's kind of what's really, especially with this whole this new age social life, a lot of people are missing, what can I what do I have to offer to keep this friendship going,
Right.
because there might be a time where I might need to lean on y'all for something.
Right. And that's
You
what
know,
we're all here for.
and that's
Like,
right. It's
Yeah.
There's been plenty of times where we had to lean on each other for certain things.
Lean on me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like the song, lean on me, and just with quantity, just have a number of friends. You really won't. I don't know if I can call them associates or just constituents, but you know, it was something that my dad was saying, that you have like 5 different categories of friends. So you have your associates, your constituents, your partners, your friends, and the last but not least, your confidants. Um, you know, us four, including Silk, we can. I would consider those guys my confidants. Those, I believe that would be the top of the list. It was no
Right.
particular order, but I would put confidants as the top of the list, because
The ones you
Yeah, the ones you
Kind
can
of
count on.
self-explanatory. Yeah, you can
Right.
count on, you're confident in them, you can
Right.
confide in them. Yeah.
Yeah, essentially, you know, I can trust these guys, you know, in the war. You know, if we
Right.
were to go, if we were to be on the battlefield, I can trust these guys.
Right.
You know, no matter what happens. And you know, I think that's really what's missing as far as the quality of life with everybody else. You know, they're just trying to have. You know, it's really kind of more like a numbers game now. Just seeing how many people
You can interact with, you
right,
can be around, you can...
right.
Yeah.
And it's just it kind of messes up, you know. It kind of messes up the process of, you know, getting to know somebody.
Right.
You know, really knowing what they're about, you know, their MO.
Right. I'd like to actually pick the brain of like a socialite, like somebody who goes out and is just always out on the town, at a bar, at a club, at a lounge, at a show, at a festival.
I got
a social
I got one for you. I got a couple of them for you.
I mean, but yeah, like it'd be interesting to see because like, do they
curious, too.
have core people that they, you know, at the end of the day talk to, communicate with, or is it just like this never-ending conversation between countless numbers of people? Like, hey, what you doing? How you doing? You know, it was cool last week. You gonna be there this week? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how that goes. Like, it's like, don't get me wrong, I get people hit me up all the time, but not everybody's gonna get the answers. You know what I'm saying? So,
I got you.
But you know, it would be interesting to see someone that carries out like that many open, you know, friendships and relationships and things like that.
Got you. And you know, I kind of want to backtrack a little bit. You know, just because, you know, everybody else that happened to hang with us, you know, in the corner, especially in high school, just because some of them didn't remain in our little circle didn't mean that they were bad for us. Maybe we didn't fulfill their needs, you know.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, right. You know, maybe we didn't, you know, bring something to the table that they were looking for, you know, and that's not a bad thing
Just
because
people going in different directions.
Right.
Like, you know, I don't think there's no harm, no foul there, no love lost for sure.
Yeah.
Like, it's all love for everybody, all the faces that used to be out there.
Yeah.
Like, we never had beef. There was never any conflict in the corner. Like, it was
it
always
was never
a place you came to chill, kick it, you know, hang out with whoever you go. It was always the same people, so you just hanging out with your people.
Yeah, anytime any conflict came there, boy, we were ready.
Yeah,
like, everybody like, what's up? Wait, what's up?
Man, because I mean, I can probably name almost every single person that was, you know, with us within our group or whatever.
Right.
And you know, like Max said, it's not to say that, you know, they weren't good for us or we weren't good for them.
Right.
Time just changed, you know, and then people just kind of
grow,
split apart,
change,
you know.
go their way.
Yeah, because I mean, life happens. People have plans and goals. They have, you know, they want to conquer or whatever, and then, you know, some things just kind of get lost in the translation. Because I remember I lost a friend of mine. I mean, me and her were great friends and whatnot, and we just kind of lost touch or whatever. Little did I know she had a plan for her life. She had things she was trying to do, and it kept her busy. And here I am on the back burner. I'm just like, yo, what's up? Like, you don't mess with me no
Thought
more.
we were cool.
What happened?
We straight.
You know, but you know, I remember we had a conversation. I felt some type of way, and I was like, look, you know, this is just not gonna work. Blah blah blah. You know, I only hear from you. Why we even? You know, for me, I had to cut it off. But then, you know, once I cut it off, I saw her grow and I saw what she was building up to, and I was like, okay, you really did have a plan. You really did have a goal in life you was trying to, you know, fulfill, and I just didn't see it because I
would
wasn't.
happen a lot.
For a lot of people I know,
There's folks that like, hey, I mean, I don't know about naming names and stuff, but like, you know, there's definitely friends that we've had, you know, that we've had, and they go on and do like that. We was tight in school, you know what I'm saying? And then they go on and do, you know, whatever they want to do, and they've done it. Like, you know, we've got students that came out of our class that went way out there, far places, great places, like succeeded, and it's been awesome to watch. Like, I'm glad to be, you know, able to at least, you know, have some sort of connection to them on social media, you know, to see, you know, their developments and stuff like that. Like, congratulations to y'all. Like, all love, big ups, kudos, all that. Like,
you know, because I mean, you know, like when you see, you know, the accomplishments that people have made or whatever makes you just sit back like, yo, I'm really proud of you. Like,
Yeah.
like everything you did, hey, great for you.
I was
know?
with you shooting in the gym. No, I'm like, real, like none of that. But you know what I'm saying. Like it's cool. Like it's like I knew that person back when they was wasn't about nothing. Just like what I'm saying, messing around, being crazy, and then like not like all right, like, nonsense. Always messing around, BSing around, and then boom, now there's these moguls, these doctors, these all types of just all different walks of life and successes. Like it's been great to watch.
Yeah, because I mean, I don't want to be negative, but sometimes I'm like, dang, maybe I was holding that person back from what they had, to push forward and conquer or whatever. Not saying it's a bad thing, but like I said, kudos, and we're glad for what you're doing, glad for what you're pushing forward to do, because at the end of the day, man, I just feel like at some point everyone is going to achieve what they really want if they really want it, if that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So, for those people that had that drive, those people that decide like, hey, I'm going to cut this off, I'm going to cut that off, I'm going to focus. I got tunnel vision right now.
Yeah.
Those people, they're making it. And, we can't do nothing but just watch and be in awe. Because, I mean, there's never been a place where I just felt like, oh, man, I'm hating on this person. I can't believe they're doing this. Nah. I don't feel none of that, whatever.
Right.
If you successful, you making it, you did it. That's you.
Right.
You built that.
Congratulations.
Right.
All that. Like.
Right. But like I said, just it's funny how much this topic can reach out, because just say for instance, man, just say if you got production going or whatever. So production, all their thing is quantity, numbers. But then sometimes if you sit back and be like, hey, if you actually put quality in some of this product that you're doing, you might not get as much. Right. You might not put out as much or whatever, but you have quality.
Being in the glass forming.
I worked in tile and paper press and all that stuff. So I mean, and that was a big thing, because they were so heavy on production. We gotta get more. We gotta speed up. Blah blah blah. More mistakes would happen. More defects would come up and things of that nature.
What's fine though?
What's up?
Is when you get that quality and then start bringing them numbers down and getting the percentages up, bro. Like a record breaker over here.
It's at that point, it's a different level of appreciation.
Yeah, exactly. The quality becomes, more, than quantity. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, that's a good time when you can turn quantity into quality. You know what I'm saying? And then pump some quantity of quality out. You know what I'm saying? But like that's definitely, I know a lot about that. And then really, if you want to broaden the spectrum on that, you can just say jobs in general, quality over quantity. There's been a lot to speak. Hell, I mean, I've had a great handful of jobs, and then there's other people who've only had one or two since we got out of school. You know what I'm saying? They got out of school, got a job. That's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
I could probably count on both hands the number of jobs that I've held since high school to now. I don't know if that's sad or not, but
that's sad. I mean,
I've seen myself as a jack of all trades. I'm not gonna say there's a lot of things that I know a lot about, but I know a little bit about a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've done all different industries. I was a chef for 3 years. I was in logistics for a while. I was in machine operating. I'm still in herbicide field now. I've done it twice now. This is my second time in it. Landscaping, that's been a number of times. Personal training, kind of sort of with my dad. Like, been through a lot and achieved, things in different, in all the different, fields. So there's some of those. Like, I've never been able to stick, but like I always I'll get to a certain point and then it's just like I get bored with it. It's like, all right, next. Like, let me go be good at this now. Like, but man,
there's nothing wrong with that, man. If you want to further and move to something different, man, there's nothing further, because the thing about I don't know how I want to say this. I'll just say it. So the thing about the older generation, a lot of our parents and stuff, all they knew was one job. They didn't jump from job to job. I'm not saying all that, but anyways, they knew nothing about jumping from job to job.
You get your career at the phone book company.
And then I mean that was somewhat instilled in us too, because I mean a lot of people want to search for a place they can have longevity in.
Right, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there isn't. No.
But at the end of the day, you have to really do something that you really want to do or whatever. Because I think it's a thin line between doing what you love and having a career.
Ooh, good.
Wow.
Yeah, you like that, right?
I mean,
You like that, right?
That's
I've got
So-
something to say with that. Like, I'm all right. So you have what you just said. Me, the way I go by things. All right. So there's two different ways you can go about it. You do what you love, or you do what allows you to do what you love.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And that's, and for me, what I love is, I'm straight. To me, I'm super laid back, don't really mind too much about the details, just let me chill, have my little me time, and go kick it with my friends or whatever. If I can maintain a decent little, level, I'm good. But making the people around me more comfortable, happy, doing things for them, seeing a smile on their face and things like that, that makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I can be afforded the ability to do, what I love, and that's being around people, letting, making people smile, doing things, whether that be doing things for people, with people, whatever, that still equals the same as like if you love your job, ain't nothing wrong with loving your job. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've had it a couple times where you love your job, you do what you love, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, when I was a chef, I certainly loved it. I love that job.
Yeah. Cause you say you was cooking for celebrities.
Yeah, we had some celebrities come through, and I don't know if it's wise to mention names, but like some elite NBA stars, like MVPs, scoring champs, Finals MVP. Yeah, best hotel steak ever. That's right, from me. Signed it on the receipt.
Nice.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Right.
NBA, MLB, MLS, name it.
Yeah.
Celebrities, movie stars, rap artists, had them all in the hotel. Like, fed them all. College teams, like basketball teams and stuff like that, fed them all. Like, I enjoyed it. It was definitely fun. I loved what I did at that point.
Right.
Nice. I don't know. I don't think I've really reached a job where I can, say that I loved it. I can say that I've enjoyed the experience.
Right.
But like I said, this is kind of coming from a guy that's been, that's held multiple hats. You know, and I don't know. It's kind of like you say. People back in the day, it wasn't a problem sticking with one job. Especially with the cost of living and everything.
That's what
like
you
that.
did. Like, it didn't matter if
That's
it was
what you
garbage
did.
man, taxi
Right.
driver,
You was making a
janitor.
You could
doing that. Like,
you could still support a household being a janitor. All
like
that.
I've heard stories of my granddad picking up side jobs, being a janitor and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like, it's a thing. Like, that was a whole. That'd be nice. I wish. I could go somewhere, sweep some floors, come home, and pay bills.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Where they do that at?
Right.
Which, oh man, I'm so, not to speak out against that industry, because
Yeah.
it is today a lucrative
it's
industry.
It's lucrative.
But like back in that day, before things got to where they are now, that would have been. Yeah, you can sign me up for that. I'll do that on the weekends. What's up?
Right, because we could because I think we could all agree the quality of life has definitely evolved over the years.
The quality of life, the expense of life,
expense.
the complexity of life, what's real. Like I really, there's few things that I like to argue with coming out of religion and stuff like that. But when I hear the phrase, "There's nothing new under the sun," you lose me straight up.
Well,
Not
at which part,
there's nothing new under the sun, meaning, all right, from biblical days, you know what I'm saying? Nothing new under the sun means it was then, same thing we got going on now. Not even close, not nowhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll talk, we can actually incorporate quantity over quality into this. Like, the quantity of years that we've had as, let's just count AD days, you know what I'm saying? The quantity of years that we've had, there's only been pockets of quality progression, civilization, throughout that. And we are so far evolved past where things were back then that I don't even think that on a broad spectrum the majority of the population understands how far we've really come. Like, you know, you feel me? Like, tell me back in those days how I was going to see, know the name of, location, picture of, all of that across the globe right now when I want it.
Yeah.
Ever back then. Like,
I
how?
saw that one.
Like, you feel me? Like,
Well,
and so, like, I don't know. That's a little bit off topic. That's sidestepping a little bit, but still, like,
I got you.
you see where I'm coming from with that.
Yeah.
Nothing new under the sun. Bullshit. Like, I was saying, I'm sorry. I gotta call it on that one. Like,
Wow.
no sir. And internet is just one of the things.
Yeah.
One of the things. All right. Okay. Communicate with somebody across the globe when you want to right now.
You can instantly.
Instantly.
It's messed.
No.
Expeditiously.
None of it. None of it.
Man.
Well, I mean,
Traveling.
traveling.
Get a distance between Florida and California in a matter of really hours now, if you're counting jet travel.
Yeah.
Like, you understand? Like, the journey that the Trail of Tears was months long. Like, you feel me? Like, everything. Like, all the you know, Lewis and Clark took years to explore one part of this nation. Like, you feel me? So, I'm sorry. That's off track a little bit, but we can kick that back into the ballpark. There you go.
Hey, man, so, touching back on what you was talking about, man, as far as, you know, jobs and things of that nature, man.
Yeah.
So, I know for me, I worked at a job. Well, I'll say this: I started out, you know, working, you know, minimum wage and whatnot. I probably worked 2-3 jobs maybe before I actually got into manufacturing.
Right.
And then I'll call it my first. How do I want to say it? My first. I don't want to say first real job.
Job
I'll
of
say,
substance. Like,
yeah, it's a job of substance because that job I was at for almost 7 years, and in my mind, I assumed I'm like, yeah, this gonna probably be in
Where you're
line
at.
for me. Yeah, you know, I'm gonna have longevity here. I'm gonna get at some point in my life in this career, and then you know, it got to a point where it's like I hit a stopping point. I was like, hey,
I don't like that.
what's going on?
Like,
Like, what's going on?
plateau.
Like, yeah, I hit a little plateau,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, what's going on here? Why I can't move further from this and whatnot?
Right.
When did you think that you've hit that? Like, what year did you feel like you've kind of hit that wall where you felt like
Can't
you
go
were
So-
stopping?
It's really hard to say because, like I said, I was there for almost 7 years. I really felt it probably in my 3rd year, but I kept going.
Okay.
I just kept going with it. I was like, you know,
Stuck with it.
yeah, I'm
You've always
like,
been
maybe
like a
I'll get higher and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You know,
A driven individual, like you've always been an asset.
Yeah.
Like, really, if anything, effort would have gotten
Yeah.
you know, higher, you would think.
right,
Mhm.
you
And-
think.
But that's not the way, you know, apparently some companies look at it.
Yeah.
No, because a lot of these jobs, they try to look at your educational background, like, oh, you didn't do this, that, and the third. But I worked my ass off for y'all for all these
Okay.
years.
Yeah.
I worked my way up and blah, blah, blah. Why can I get to this point? What's going on? Because it was one of those things, my aspirations was to become a manager and further beyond that.
Right.
So it was like, okay, well, first you got to get such education, or you have to, you know, do some time over here on nights or whatever, and then become a lead and blah, 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 and work for that. I'm like, cool, I did it. I went and became a lead on nights, became a lead on days, worked my way up. Hey, there was a manager position open. Hey, you see
What's
me?
up?
Like,
Yeah,
what's up?
yeah,
Like, you
right.
know, I done did my time. What's up?
Right.
No, we're going to get somebody outside the company.
Right. Which makes
What?
0 sense.
You
like,
know,
'cause
just-
what bothers me about that stuff is like they'll be looking for degrees and this, that, and
Right.
the third.
The
You
quantities.
You done, right, and you done been here in the establishment,
And
know the
exactly.
ins and outs,
Know how to run every
know how to fix
machine,
everything,
know how to work
know-
every system.
right, know-
Just
you know it like
Yeah.
the back of your
The
head.
quality.
But you looking for outside
Yeah.
random strangers
Right.
to come in here and all of a sudden know how to take over this establishment that you've been the one working on that whole
Right,
time. Like,
right,
I've
right.
never understood
And
that.
it just kind of goes back to what you say, knowing a lot about a little,
yeah,
Right.
and then a little about a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I have a whole bunch of degrees and all this stuff, and did voluntary work and all this stuff, but I don't know shit.
nothing. You
Yeah.
got no real world
You know,
experience. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
And
Like, what if somebody got that education gonna come in and tell somebody that's been working on the job all their life, know about the machines, know what's going on with them? What are you gonna tell me that I already know?
yeah.
What are you gonna tell me that you learned in the book that I don't know on the job?
Right.
And like I said, they just to me that kind of coincides with quality and quantity. Yeah, I done did my years in here working. You done did your years in school, but your years in school ain't got nothing on the knowledge that I know.
Yeah,
So when you
his
come in,
establishment, you've
yeah,
been working on this whole time. Like,
so when you come in, you gonna ask me questions because I know about the workings of
Right.
what's going on. So therefore, you want to take my knowledge so you can build yourself up, and then boom, now we at a plateau where okay, you know what I know now, but you still don't have the range and the time I done spent
the
in here.
experience, like
Yeah.
It kind of goes because it kind of it correlates with me being in the military, me being an enlisted personnel versus a commissioned officer. Now, if you guys don't really know or have an idea about it, most of the commissioned officers, they're coming out of college.
right.
Straight
All you have to
into
do
straight
the
into
military to be
Me over you at the
know,
end of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Now there was an instance where I was an E4, E4 about one step away from being a sergeant.
sergeant. Yeah.
So I'm a specialist, and we was actually being pointed out to go to a motor pool and work on a generator. Now the officer on duty, he's pretty much going to be there, pretty much be the officer in charge of OIC, and he was actually told by our captain that hey, because this officer was going to teach us, how to troubleshoot a generator. So so the captain wanted the lieutenant to be out on the field with us, troubleshooting generators. Come to find out, he don't know how to troubleshoot generators because, and the reason why I know that is because he came to me because at the time I was the senior
Right.
E4,
Right.
for my unit,
Right.
So comes to me and says, "Hey Mac, can you come here for a second, please?" I was like, "Yeah, sure. What's going on, LT? What's going on?" And he just comes out. He don't even sugarcoat it.
Like,
He says, "Man, bro, I don't know shit about how do you even start this generator." I was like, "Word?"
facts.
I was like, "Really?"
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at it because he
That's
went
what
to
it is,
school.
what it is.
It is what
Right,
it is.
yeah.
He went to school.
Right.
He earned his his LT rank, his lieutenant rank. So I'm not mad at him, but it just kind of makes me a little bit jaded that
Right.
I've gone all these years, troubleshooting.
Pay.
Exactly, troubleshooting these generators because that's just something I know how to do. And this captain wants his LT to teach us how to do it. He don't even know how to turn the thing on.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it was funny because there was a generator that I was showing them how to operate. It wouldn't cut on. He thinking it's the power. Now the first thing I do is I check to make sure if there's fuel in it because there's about 90% Yeah, it's about 90% of your problems is people don't check for fuel. So I asked
Fuel
him,
related issues.
right?
Like,
That's usually the first thing that I check before
Yeah.
anything else. Because it's just one of those simple things that you just check.
Right.
And I asked him, well, did you check to see if we got fuel in it? Damn, no, I didn't do it. Like he's going through the electrical and things like that. I'm like schematics, like reading the blueprints.
Yeah.
I'm like, LT, did you check to make sure you had gas in it? Nah, man, I didn't. We open it up, dry as bones. I was like, so, sir, you need to get a can of diesel and you need to fill the generator up, sir. Because customs courtesy, but
would have been a ma'am for me that
right.
day, sorry, but
you would have been a ma'am.
Go ahead and do my 50.
But right, but it just kind of goes to show you, with the quality versus quantity thing. Yes, his resume looked spectacular versus mine, but you know, I put in years,
Right.
you know,
Real world
experiences of learning these generators, and you know, versus his. So you know, my experience excels his resume, but of course, you know, his resume looks better on paper.
Right.
And honestly, I don't really think, I think they pigeonhole people into positions as far as like they might have gone to school or trained or whatever it may be for this,
Yeah.
and then they wind up in stuff clearly nowhere near what he's been studying. You know,
Yeah.
what he's been studying.
Yeah.
Like to me, like I guess, you know, in comparative military civilian world, things like that definitely do happen on the regular. Like
It happens in
it's
civilian.
really irritating when, like, you know, yeah, somebody that appears super qualified and, you know, all this great stuff about them, and then, you know, you put them next to somebody who's seasoned, and they went through all that, did all that for what? Because they're asking the person who's been there for years how to do it, or how to go about doing something, or whatever the activity that, you know, is in front of them may be. But I've experienced that a couple times, actually. I was a chef in Jersey, and then I came down here and was a chef at the Hotel Rumstonecrest. Y'all know that.
Yeah.
But so in Jersey, I made a certain amount an hour. Starting off, got better. Made hell hours, made decent money, whatever. Came down here, went to the hotel, was interviewed, asked how much, you know, it was interviewed at 10 an hour. We'll say that I can say. And and once they saw my experience, where I'd been, what I'd done and everything, bumped that up quite a good bit, right? Okay, cool. So I get into the kitchen, you know, I'm worked into, like, as far as rank goes, you know, I'm new. So these folks, rightfully, they've been here longer. They're listed ahead of me. Cool. No problem with that. So I get into, you know, working there. Been working there for a good bit. And then, of course, you know, I don't know if y'all know how working in the kitchen goes, but like you get to be, I mean, that's anywhere really. You get to be, you know, almost family with the people that you hear with every day, all the time. You know what I'm saying? And so you start talking, and then, you know, somebody asked me, well, not somebody, the dude that I come close with, asked me, he's like, yeah, so what they start you off at, blah, 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 blah. And I told him. And the look on his face was immediately like, WTF, like, you feel me?
Yeah.
And which I, you know, generally most companies preach not to discuss, you know, wages and stuff like too, but I mean, like, he told me, then, you know, why not? You know what I'm saying? And he, you know, WTF, come to find out, he walked in the door starting at, you know, what they told me originally, which was the 10 an hour, and then, you know, had to work his way up to where they straight started me off at. And so, you know what I'm saying? And so, and he had been there for years.
Yeah.
And so he was like, and well, thankfully he was professional, and like, you know, we were cool enough to where he had no beef towards me. He had nothing to say to me, but at the same time, like, he's, you know, upset because, like, he's got to show me the ropes around this kitchen and stuff like that. And he's been there, and, you know, and I'm coming in starting at where he took years to get to, you know what I'm saying? And now, don't get me wrong, he had been cooking for years, and so he had right to be upset. But at the same time, like, here's where the reason why my pay bump was there. As mentioned before, cooked for celebrities. The hotel that I cooked for was much larger than the one that we were in. You know what I'm saying? Like, my volume, my quantity, you know, was, you know, on a nightly, daily basis, on a shift basis, was much higher than this. So my experience, although maybe not as long, was still dynamic because quantity got crunched into quality time. Like, you know, you feel me? Like, so I've run into that, like, things like that also, and I guess I was that guy, you know what I'm saying? And just happened to be.
I feel like we've all been that guy.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough, and especially, like, we've always been, like, I feel like I'm not going to say alpha, you know, like any sort of, like, status thing, but, like, we've always been go-getters. Like, we get into something and that we want to take pride in it and actually do it, you know, how we can. And, you know, a lot of times that upsets people. Like,
oh yeah, you can't please people. You know?
Yeah.
So let's say it, I guess, a different way now. still keeping it in the name of quality versus quantity. Let's talk about dating.
Oh, okay. There we go. There it is.
Oh, that don't woke me up. All right.
All right.
So,
We ready?
and we sure.
Yeah, yes sir. Yes sir.
Let's go.
So, and I think I want to start with Vincent first.
Oh shit.
I
All
mean,
right.
just
You
on
gonna
right
start off with the married man first?
Yeah, because you're a married man.
Oh
so
my god.
You done seen it all. You've done it all.
Like
No pun intended. But pun intended.
All right. Oh, I thought he was gonna start off first since he got all boasty and bold, but I thought he was starting off first.
Nah.
But
I'll come later. But
woo!
we on the married man first.
All right,
okay.
So you coming off the market essentially.
I mean, it's been a while now.
It's been a while
I've been
now,
off the
right?
market for about 8 years now.
Yeah.
Describe, your progress, your process,
Ooh, I
So,
don't expect me to
compare
put on
and
the spot.
contrast.
It's all good.
Hey, this is what we did on the corner,
What we
man.
do in
Yeah, it's like that. So I'm just gonna say this. So when I met my wife, man, I was at a dark place. No lie to you, I was at a dark place.
Sowing his wild oats.
I'm not saying all that. Don't buy into what he talk. I'm not saying all that.
You please offend.
What I'm saying is, I just was in a dark place. I wasn't looking for love. I wasn't chasing love. I didn't want love at the time.
Love. That's the key word.
I didn't want it. So, while I'm out here being young, dating, doing everything a single man should or whatever,
Right.
I just, it was just things I saw. There's certain relationships that you get in or whatnot, and sometimes, I don't know if it's for everybody, but sometimes right off the bat, it's not something that you're going to want long term, and that comes with the quantity. And, with my wife, with my now wife, or whatever, I'm not saying now wife like I'm being like 10 different marriages, but with my wife now, I saw the quality in her. So it didn't matter about all this running around I did, everything I did before her or anything like that. Shut your ass up. So it didn't matter about all the other things I did before her or whatnot, because all that wasn't quality. That's not what I was looking for. And, when I finally did, get with her, start talking with her, get into a relationship, dating and things of that nature, whatever, I found the quality in her. Not saying the women I had before her, didn't have, certain aspects, certain things about them that were great or whatnot.
Right.
But at the time, that just wasn't.
It didn't work out.
It just didn't work out. So
Right.
I've had some deep, relationships I thought was never gonna end,
Right.
and it just ended. It wasn't because I wanted them to end. It was because it just had to end.
Yeah.
And with that being said, that just puts you back in that spot where there's just some situations where, hey, you're getting kicked out, you're getting pushed out, not because you're not a good person, not because you're not, great or adding value to a person, but maybe you're just not for that person.
Mm.
So, moving on from that, dating and all that stuff, I found her and I found something different. I'm like, you're not the same, as far as what I've been with before. Something about you is different. There's a quality to you. I can't look at you the same way I would look at any other person or whatnot, and I found that in her. So, it just, just getting through all those hurdles, getting through all those different things in my life or whatever that I thought were going to be for me that wasn't for me, I ended up finding my quality. So that was my journey, and, here I am now. We're going to be going on our 5th year marriage coming next year. So, black love, what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah,
it's definitely a thing. But, since I got thrown in the blender, I'm going to throw it back to Super Saiyan over here.
No.
And,
No.
and let him get into his whole thing as far as quality over quantity. And let's hear it from you.
All right. Got it. Well, I don't know. I might be a little bit open on this one. I usually don't like being too open like that, but
Yeah, we need a blunt.
no, we don't.
Tea.
No, we don't. We don't.
Say
We don't
what
need
now?
that. I guess quality versus quantity. I think I can kind of flip it on my end. You know, I think there was times where, you know, I felt like I wasn't of quality of a person for, you know, at least, you know, for the women that I've dated. Uh, well, dang, I had it too. But yeah, so, you know, there was times where, you know, I was seeking validation, you know, from women I was dating because, you know, I just had to be with with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just had to be with because I didn't like being alone.
Okay.
But
All
yeah,
right,
we
all
gonna
right.
get a little bit open.
Let's do it,
Let
man.
me take a sip.
Yeah,
real
all
quick.
right.
Go ahead.
You need to soften yourself
Toast
up.
on
Like,
to you,
what's
man.
up
No
now?
shit.
I already.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
you
no,
guys know. Oh, so you ready?
Yeah,
Ready?
I'm
Okay,
good,
go
I'm
ahead.
good.
Go ahead.
I'm good.
Proceed.
Yeah, but you know, I felt, you know, some of the women, and it wasn't like that at the beginning, you know.
Right.
The first few women that I've dated.
Honeymoon phase.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
What's it with honeymoon phase?
well, I don't know.
I mean,
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, in my experience, which I'm not gonna start a whole full rant.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't take away from him.
But like,
I got you.
my experience, the honeymoon phase is generally like when a relationship first starts. It is sunshine and rainbows. Like
Yeah.
everybody's about like that's you need a sip of my juice, honey boo boo baby. Like you know what I'm saying? Like everything they do is perfect. Like the sun shines on them.
Yeah.
Like they could crap on the ground. You'd be like, oh man, you want me to get that?
Right.
That is so cute. Like you know,
Well, I think that was my problem, you know, because I've had it, you know, at the beginning, and it, you know, when something feels good, you want to keep that same feeling,
right. Yeah.
and
I
then
mean,
you
fair
know,
enough.
and then you know, once that feeling kind of goes away, you don't feel good anymore. So then you're out looking for that feeling again through someone else. I won't necessarily call it a addiction, but I was very, you know,
You needed to be fulfilled.
very fun. You're right. Yeah, I was very fond of this feeling of, you know, this whole honeymoon phase and, you know, things like that. You know,
Right.
there was this one relationship where, you know, I honest to God thought it was gonna go the distance.
Right. Yeah.
You know, but she ended up breaking up with me. You know, and things like that due to I won't say the reasons and I won't say the name either.
Irreconcilable differences.
Yeah, right. But you know, and then you know, come to find out, I accidentally found out that she ended up liking somebody else because they had the qualities of you know things that I was lacking. Which happens, you know, you're not gonna fulfill everybody's. You're not gonna check every box. You know, of somebody that you happen to like. You know, so I guess I'm trying not to be too much.
Oh no,
bro, stay But when we get to here, bro, it's gonna be a whole hour session over here.
Do what you gotta do.
Oh god.
I'm just letting you know. I'm here. I'm picking up what you putting down.
Okay,
right?
yes,
Like,
sir.
Oh,
we're
Yes,
on the
sir.
same track.
I like it. So you know, so that you know that kind of messed me up a little bit, but because of that, you know, I was still somewhere looking for validation in you know the women that I was dating. You know, because like I said, I just didn't like the feeling of being alone.
Right.
Which you know which happens.
Right.
A lot of men won't admit that, but
yeah, facts.
you know, but it happens. You know, at least for me, I didn't
I
like
congratulate you for openly
For
admitting
right,
that because,
yeah,
like I
openly.
said,
I
there's,
appreciate that.
like you said, there's many men out here that like the problems that they've ran into in life is because they won't admit that. What you just said, like I'm telling you,
And it's okay. Let that shit go, B.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, at the end of the day, man, men don't have a safe place in a sense because we're taught to be strong. We're taught not to show our feelings and all that. So, bro, whatever you got to lay out, man, lay it out because you know.
I mean, not necessarily on camera, but
well, I mean,
to us, if you know, if it shouldn't be so deep, you know. What I'm just saying, it ain't no
just blew his tire out. Let this man speak.
If you try, like whatever you're willing to share, but I'm saying like if it's that deep, you ain't gotta like.
I mean, he know the rules and regulations. Whatever you don't feel comfortable saying, he'll do it off screen.
I don't want to muddy the waters. Just want that line to be clear. You feel me? Like
we still float. Yeah, we still float.
All right, blazing trails.
Well, we don't need to pour for a minute, boy. Good God.
But yeah, so you know, but I think you know after I've kind of gotten to you know present time because you know 7 months ago my daughter was born. And you know, she's crazy. And thank you.
Beautiful.
Great, man. I still can't believe it, you know. But you know, next to my mom,
right,
and any other females in my family, you know, I honestly feel she is one that loves me through my flaws. And
right,
you know,
it's only get from your child.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because you know, like I said, I was seeking validation through women that I was dating. You know what I'm saying, looking for love and all the wrong places. But you know, just right, you know, episode 2. But you know, just
go back.
Right, just trying to fill that void, you know, trying to fill that empty space because you know, not saying that they didn't, you know, have a certain love for me, but it just wasn't strong enough to keep it going.
Yeah.
You know, whether it was my fault or whether it was her fault, or we just couldn't agree to terms. You know, the constant was still me going out looking for love. You know, filling that space. But
some people won't admit to that, man.
Yeah,
some people
that's
just
why
like, oh yeah, it's all that person's problem.
Because, like I said, large number of people out there run into problems in their life because they are not ready to admit
No,
said.
Because you know they'll put all the blame on the other person when at the end of the day it takes two to tango.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
exactly.
So many.
Anyway,
proud.
Thank you, mate. But yeah, so you know, but now you know, as a single man, you know, single father and things like that, like I said, besides my mother and the women in my family, you know, my daughter has filled up this
void,
huge empty space that I had, you know, because maybe I didn't know what love was. You know? Maybe I didn't know what love was.
You know what? But they say that though. They say when a woman gets a son, she needs to be needs to be loved more or whatever. Mm-hmm. And if she gets a daughter, I forget what that part of it is, but they don't understand. It's one for a daughter as well. But at the end of the day or whatever, you know, don't only affect the women, affect the men too. Because like you said, she filled a void that you didn't know was
I didn't know. I had no idea it was there, you know. And I ain't gonna get emotional on y'all, but still. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
You put that shit on TV.
I'm not, man. But you know, it's a wonderful feeling, man, because you know I don't have to try hard, you know.
Right.
I don't
it's just there, yeah.
It's just
it's
there.
so pure, it's so genuine.
Right.
So,
I don't have to be something I'm not.
I'm super cute. Oh,
and it's just wonderful.
You giving this man fuel, boy.
No, I'm sorry.
Just keep tossing that gas, bro.
But you know, it just kind of goes, you know, defending that quality thing. It's just I just never knew how much love, you know, a little person can give somebody, you know. And like I said, it's one of those loves I've never felt before.
Wonderful.
You know, and like I said, you know, besides the love of my mother, my
But
parents.
it's different.
Yeah,
but
it's different type of love.
It's different.
Type of love. You can't measure that. You can't measure those two.
Right.
It's like, man,
apples and oranges.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I love this little girl so much, and I know she loves me just as much. She may not even verbally articulate that well, and you know, yet, but you know, I can just see it in her actions. You know how whenever she sees me, you know, she. You know, it's just
oh yeah,
right. You know,
this shit melts your heart.
Right.
I'm telling
it's
you,
crazy.
it's crazy, you know. And I guess now, going forward, if I were to, look for longevity, I would just like to look. Well, I want to make sure that I'm of quality first and foremost, because I can't
That's what's
pour.
important.
I can't pour into something if I don't have anything to pour.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Facts.
it's just, I yeah, I just
Oh,
gotta.
He
he ready.
I know you're ready. I'm
Keep
sorry.
going,
Keep
dog.
going,
Keep
dog.
going,
Just
dog. Keep
saying.
going. Keep going.
We balling over here.
I'll say the last thing is that me going forward, looking for quality, in regards to love, it's really up to me to be of a quality person for somebody else, like a helpmate and things like that, because like I
Right.
said, if I
Companionship.
can't pour into something if I don't have anything to pour
Facts.
myself, and I'm close on that. Appreciate it.
Like, I'm extremely happy for you. It's been awesome watching developments and seeing your young one grow and
Yeah.
develop and be beautiful and cute and adorable and just awesome. Like I haven't. It's been. I don't even know when the last time I saw her was. You definitely need to bring her around.
I'm not. Yeah,
We should definitely set something up like that. But
absolutely.
yeah.
I gotta put my hood up.
Y'all ready to air this shit out? Like,
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, like,
Go ahead, air it out, man.
to be
Be
completely
tactful though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Trust me. There's
All right.
definitely an analytical process going into how things are
Okay.
said. Like,
Gotcha.
so I'm gonna put it lightly, but folks will know. I'm sure I'll be able to say things that are highly relatable to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, quality, quantity. My whole adult life has been set with two relatively major goals. All right, so when I was a kid, I can mark my favorite childhood memories being walked to school by both of my parents every morning. Like every morning, it was the same walk. Get up, same routine, brush your teeth, take a shower, blah 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 blah, eat breakfast, leave, walk to school, and then there'd be different things popping off every day. Like there was this one dog that I was like, as a kid, thinking it's a zombie dog because it had two different colored eyes, and he was old and crippled and hobbled and stuff. Like it was a new episode every day, something different to look at. Like it was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like best birthday party I ever had. Like that's the number one still. Like parents together, that was my favorite part of my childhood. You know what I'm saying? And people are fortunate to have parents together. Like you still have your parents together. Like I know many people with their parents together. Since that period right there, I knew that when I grew up, that was the goal I wanted for myself. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I want to recreate this feeling for my children. Like you feel me? And so fast forward to my dating life, I guess. I've been looking for quality the entire time. Now, have I found and or executed, maintained whatever quality while looking for it? No, it's actually wound up being more of a quantity situation. Like I guess I'll dial it back to my most recent ex. We were sitting down having a talk. This one particular discussion wasn't a pivotal ultimatum relationship anything, but we were talking about relationships and stuff. She had been married for 8 years since she was in her, if I'm not mistaken, late teens, early 20s to very recently. You know what I'm saying? And I was out trying to find my long marriage. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see 8 years of marriage. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And so, we started explaining back and forth. I've had more or less 8, 9-ish relationships since high school. Okay, like meaningful, actual. Well, I can't say meaningful. We're gonna say actual relationships.
Gotcha.
Because not all of them were on the same spectrum as where some of them were. But along that way, more or less the same pattern has been reoccurring. Whereas, now, I'm going to go ahead and say this so we can give context to the statement. I'm not perfect. Mm-hmm. By no means, no person is. Mm-hmm. I don't see myself as perfect. I don't think I'm perfect. I have my flaws. Everyone has flaws, clear flaws. Like, I'm not trying to say I'm some knight in shining armor or anything. But when it comes to a relationship, because for so long it's been what I wanted was a successful, great, progressive, amazing relationship. That's what I've been working towards, and that's what I bring to my relationships. Now, when it comes down to cooking, we've already discussed. I'm a chef. Cold days, I'm outside, warming your car up, checking your tire pressure. If it needs inflation, got the pump on hand, pumping your tires up. You feel me? Cleaning, because of the fact that I haven't found that long-lasting, genuine relationship, I've, kind of spent a lot of time single, on my own, taking care of things, by myself. And so I'm used to doing everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to cleaning, I try to keep my footprint anywhere I'm at as small as it can be. Like, I'm clean as you go. That's what I learned being a chef. Like, if you're sitting there in the kitchen, you cook, you clean, like, you cook, you do whatever you do for prep work, clean that, put that away, get your dishes for, whatever you're going to do, whatever, eat, start plating, whatever, distribute, straight to the water, you know what I'm saying? Like, clean it off, put it away, like, and stuff like that. That's how I try to carry myself in other categories, in life or a relationship, whatever you want to call it.
Man,
now,
I don't know what it is, man, but for some reason being single makes you super clean.
Like I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, don't get me wrong, there'll be weeks where it's just like you work, you come home, you work, you come home, you work, but by about that weekend time come by, you start seeing a little mess, boom, right back into it. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm in a relationship, because of the fact that in my head, I'm trying to make, like, we're going the long game. Yeah. We ain't trying to play checkers. We playing chess today. You feel me? Yeah. So when I'm in a relationship, like I said, if before, like, on my own, I'm thinking smallest footprint I could possibly have. Like, if I take care of stuff as I go along, then I'll have to take care of that much stuff whenever, it comes to doing, deep cleaning or whatever, maintenance, whatever. Mm-hmm. But in a relationship, when it comes to stuff like that, I'm, in my head, knocking out everything. Like, my compassion, like, when it comes to me in a relationship with my significant other gets the most out of me. Like, they see a side of me that no one else sees. They see the weakness in me, like, at the end of a hard day, they're who I'm coming home to, you're who I'm leaning on, you're my rock. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily coming home to, like, I mean, we both work, whatever, the situation may be, but, like, that's your person. Yeah. Now, the way I carry myself in the relationship is, tell me what you want, tell me what needs to be fixed, blase, 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 watch me go get it. Like, and what bothers me is that me coming into a relationship, I'm clear with what I want. Like, there's no falter. If I'm in a relationship with you, that means that I'm ready to build this foundation. I'm ready to build this structure of a relationship, so therefore we can keep leveling up on top of this. What I've apparently found a habit of attracting is people who are unclear coming into a relationship what exactly they want. Because in their minds, somebody who checks your oil, maintains, your car, cooks, cleans, whatever you could possibly ask out of me as a significant other, I try to bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so these individuals that I've come across, not really used to it. Like, as far as, like, people saying chivalry is dead, apparently, outside of the very small circles where chivalry is not dead, chivalry is dead. And when it comes down to actually being treated correctly, treated properly, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been told by both men and women where it's like, you got to stop putting your woman on a pedestal. No, I don't
ain't
put.
about all that.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I'm not putting no one on a pedestal. To me, we are equals.
Yeah.
Like, it is, I mean, I understand that it's not always going to be 50-50, but if I'm with you, like, and to me, up to marriage is basically practice for marriage.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what conditions you got around you, I'm still with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right here in the storm, whatever you got going on, and I'm talking about I've tackled issues as far as suicidal thoughts, suicidal actual trying to go through the process, and like all that stuff. Like I'm crying on the chest, talking about they don't want to exist no more, like all this stuff. And in my mind, all right, don't get me wrong, I've become Captain Sabahole apparently, whereas apparently like these girls come to me looking as though they on their game, and then they step to me, and then all this that isn't covered on social media starts to kind of leak out and become knowledge and stuff.
Okay.
Things start to break down, and it's been really weird to watch how when it comes for me being the way I am is almost too much for someone who's not used to seeing things done the way I do them. You know what I'm saying?
Open doors, pumping gas.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, they're not, they have,
Yeah.
what? Like,
Yeah.
and as far as you said, checking boxes, like, in my mind, when I'm in a relationship, I wake up, blink, alright, so I definitely gotta go to work, gotta make this money to, help support, do what I can, that way. I bet she wants some coffee. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm up.
That's very
But
considerate.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I try to be, I go 1,000. You feel me? Like 1,000 straight up.
That's good.
Trying to achieve the goal that I've been after for the longest time. But these folks, man, they're not sure. And so what's weird is how the ironic part is, as hard and passionate as I've been in the search for quality, I've wound up with a pretty relatively decent number of relationships trying to go for it, equal in quantity over quality. But I guess that was more of a carried out kind of sort of drag off of the main thing. But apologies, I just had to air that stuff out for a second.
I seen it coming.
We know it's all good.
But that's pretty much what I got to say on that.
Yeah.
Got you.
Man.
I got one more question. Is for Tony. So, what would be defined as quality for your next potential?
As in what
companion.
Characteristics I'm looking for, or
yeah, kind of like that. Huh?
So this is a dating show?
No, it's not. No, I'm just asking. So I guess to kind of wrap up the the dating aspect of quality versus quantity. If you can think of any off the top of your head, what qualities do you think that you as a man could improve on to attract a quality, person, a companion,
woman?
Right.
It's just right.
I
Yeah.
wasn't
Right. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Well,
if any, what qualities do you think that
all right.
you feel as though you could improve on to
Okay.
attract, a likeness in that aspect?
Fair enough. All right. So I will say, I guess I'll touch again on the boxes checked thing.
Mm-hmm.
Approaching a relationship, I'm a person trying to check all the boxes, and that what all aspects, like as far as like, I guess if we're gonna go, I guess we'll stretch to PG-13, like as far as like things like that go. When it comes down to that, I'm straight. Your vibe is what affects that. You feel me? Like like if we cool, if we good, everything's popping, straight. Now once it, and it's happened a rather large amount of times where it's like we go so far, so long, being straight, and then there's a change in that vibe. It's like a switch flips. Once that vibe is off, we ain't the same this way. Like if I know you off, I now my guard is up. Like, you feel me? Like there's a gate there. Like, we gotta communicate. And then when it comes down to that, not everybody. One thing I've found, women hate when you can out communicate them. Straight up. Absolutely every single time. Like, y'all can. I'll say it. Like I said, we came to air it out today. Like, they cannot stand when you can over communicate them. Like, anyway, but qualities that I feel like I can change, and that's like I said, I'm far from a flawed individual. I try genuinely. That's from the bottom of my heart with everything in me. If I'm in a relationship, you got every piece of me in front of you, like straight up. But as far as qualities that I can change, there's been a recurring statement of I'm too nice.
Okay.
I will say that
I've gotten it before.
Right. I will say that I've had multiple relationships end because I'm too nice. Like, they will straight up say that I'm too nice. And, that comes more or less from my specific taste in women, I think. When it comes to what draws my eye is an alpha personality. Like, not necessarily like I'm HBIC or, top dog around here or whatever. It's just like there's a fire, you know what I'm saying? And like I'll see it and like, okay, you got my attention. Like, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of things that come along with that is they expect to be met with fire. I'm not an explosive dude. I'm not a hothead. I'm not aggressive. I'm very passive. I'm very nonchalant. Don't get me wrong, the long fuse does lead to a big boom. Like, not gonna lie to you there. Like, you got a long fuse, but when you get there, I guarantee you, I'm gonna give you your bang for your buck. Like, every time. But but like, so as far as that goes, I feel like these last two, especially relationships, the one before the most recent, definitely, and then the follow up behind that showed me that like there's a certain point to where I am being too lax about things. Like, I guess a lot, women, whatever, as a whole, however you want to describe it, like, they prefer somebody who's like, like, say it with your chest, you know what I'm saying? And,
Assertive.
Right, more assertive, put your foot down and stuff like that. And then what I've ran into, trying to, I guess, tweak and, do minor touch-ups on stuff like that is where, okay, yeah, you say you want that, and then I do it, and then get met with worse repercussions than, how I was moving before. But what these last two relationships kind of really showed me is, do you. And if you happen to meet someone along the way of doing you, give them the shot, and, just, I've become, I don't want to say the way it sounds, like it sounds terrible saying it the way that I want to say it, but like, I've manned up. Okay. You feel me? Like, as far as when it comes to the approach that I have with a significant other or what have you, I was more very passive, very soft, more soft-spoken, like, Okay. Now it's been more of a like, all right, bro, like, I'm getting real tired of y'all playing with me. What's up? Like, you feel me? Like, we standing up now. If, like, I'll go ahead and stand up. You feel me? That's like fine. More pronounced. I'm saying it with my chest. You feel me?
That's fine.
And so
nothing wrong with that.
I got sick of it, and so now more recently I've been like, and it's not. I say man up, but it's more of like a confidence. Like, it's more of a, like, I step in the fact that, like, yeah, I'm a whole grown ass man. Ain't nobody playing no kid shit out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about feeling myself. It's more about filling in. I feel like the shoes that I should have been. Like, maybe
feeling yourself.
Yeah, well,
that's what it is.
No, it's not.
Okay.
All right. I see where you come from. All right, fair enough. But it's not so much as like, self-confidence does have a lot to do with it. Like, I feel like I carry myself a certain way and I'm proud of it. Like, everything that I've been through, the experiences I've gone through and all that stuff, it has led to where I'm at right now. Yeah. And yeah, I guess, like, you know what I'm saying? I do kind of feel myself. I feel happy that I'm confident, in the self that I have right now.
Confidence, and you feel like you set boundaries.
Right. And like, there's definitely like, all right, like I'm sick and tired of getting, y'all playing with me. Like,
Yeah.
you gonna walk to this groove or you not. Either way, I'm still moving. Like, you feel me? Like, like I'm not trying to force the vibe on nobody. Like I said, like I mentioned you when we were having a little intermission or whatever. Dang, and then I lost the train of thought. But as far as dang, I can't believe I lost it.
Oh man.
But like I was like we were talking about it when we having a little intermission break thing. But
you can do it, man.
it's no, it's gone. Like I'm just going. We gonna move to the next point at this point.
All right.
But I guess that's what I have to say. The qualities that I feel like I need to change, I feel like I'm starting to present them. And like as far as like bringing more to the table, like most of my relationships, I've been the supporter of the relationship. And so now my target, not target, but like more of what I'm looking for is you need to be solid on your own, and then we can be solid together. Not me coming from like, because now I'm like IRL in real life. I'm just digging myself out of a hole. So like I ain't got time to be pouring everything that I just built myself back up from back into somebody else, only to have the bottom fall out, and then they go off to go receive somebody else's pouring into them. You feel me? Like like we don't have time for that no more. We're adults now.
Word.
And so as far as that goes, with the qualities that I feel like I need to change, I'm showing more of the confidence, more of the firm, put your foot down, stand up for yourself, don't be about yourself, you know what I'm saying? Starting to move into that. As far as everything else, like I mean, we're friends on Facebook and everything. I don't know if y'all see what I be sharing. I be sharing. I be like, I ain't gonna say no shade being thrown, but at the same time, you see me posting it, and it ain't no arguments, nothing. It ain't a comment. It ain't a ha-ha. It ain't nothing, because
I'm a sip too. So.
and I'll sip with you, because every single one of them see it. They right there. They seeing it along with y'all, and ain't got nothing to say about it, because they know when I say I'm checking boxes.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah. All right. So I guess we're gonna close that out. I'm a little hot right now. Y'all got me heated over here. Like, we gonna close it out. I mean, I feel like we rounded the bases at a pretty good, spectrum of, jobs, friends, relationships, connections and things like that.
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything they want to throw in on the last remarks?
Anything left back?
I can't think of anything right now.
Okay.
This is a good segment.
Yeah. So with this segment, quality over quantity, whatever, we dipped into relationships, we dipped into life, and we dipped into the way of life as well. Yeah, he was a star player, that one.
Right.
But,
my bad.
But we dipped into life in itself as the way of life and things of that nature, as far as the quality and quantity that you gain from it. So like we said, I think we got an all roundabout of all these topics, and hopefully we didn't stretch them out too far. I don't think we did. And
we went in depth, with some stuff.
You went in depth.
No, it wasn't just my part. Like we went in depth on a few things. Not as in depth, maybe. But.
In closing, man, I implore you to figure out what it is in your life that's actual quality to you, and what are you putting time in that's just more so of a quantity. And when I say quantity, like things you're thinking about here, things you're thinking about there, things that don't have no value to you. Focus on that quality of your life and pursue that quality of your life and push forward. Because at the end of the day, you can have everything that you want and still not be happy. That quality is missing.
Facts.
So if you don't have that quality, you can't be the best you want to be.
Right.
So
that's a bar. That's a bar.
So with that being said, man,
tell us what we didn't cover. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
What you mean?
don't, like, no, I'm saying, tell us, like, you know, feel free to suggest something that, you know, we feel like we didn't touch on.
Oh yeah.
Responses to things that we did touch on, like, cause I'm pretty sure, you know, I got a big target on my back after that one, so like I'm ready to see, you know, like, you know, just feel free to, you know, let us know how you feel about what you saw, you know, if there's things that we didn't talk about enough, things that we didn't talk about at all, throw it in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, we could touch base on the next episode. We can, if it's big enough, we can bring a whole episode to it. You come up, you know, with a decent enough question.
Right.
But that's what I gotta say.
No. But yeah, that's what I was gonna touch base on. Like I said, this is episode 6. Yeah, so we're moving up. The plan is, well, my plan is for next week is we're gonna be shooting episode 7, and this is gonna be one of our bigger episodes because this one is the one I planned for us to have our debate, and the title of that episode should be Relationships and the Little Fires. So keep that in tune because I already got one guest member on hand and ready to go. And hopefully there's many more to come, man, and we're going to get a new setting, branch out a little bit, and have that debate, man, you know, man versus woman, and just see where that conversation goes because, you know, have you ever been in a certain, and not even in a certain relationship, but in a relationship where, you know, there's been money or something like that, something that wasn't in a topic of conversation or whatnot, and so that you don't put pressure on someone else, or well, on your other, you know, half or whatnot. You choose not to tell them, not knowing what's the repercussions and consequences of that. So that's gonna be more so what's gonna be going into that 7th episode. So y'all definitely keep an eye out.
I don't even know who the guest is. So
yeah, you don't know who the guest is. Now, neither one of y'all know who
I'm
the guest
ready.
is.
Either way.
You gonna tell us? Or?
Nah, I ain't gonna tell you.
No,
Not
I'm
now.
surprised.
It's a surprise guest.
All right, cool.
So with that being said, man, this is the corner. Hey, don't forget to check out our Facebook page. It's coming up soon.
Yeah.
And like I said, man, we're constantly trying to keep pushing y'all more content out, man. So, you know, right now these are the main faces that you're seeing. All right, but we are the corner, and we're gonna end it right here. Like I said, definitely, you know, like and subscribe. And if you have any comments or suggestions, let us know. And we'll also look for more cast members and more guests to come on set and, you know, sit back and talk with us, man. Have an open discussion, debate, whatever have you. So we're here, we're live, get with us. So to end this off, man, I'm K1.
I'm Mac.
I'm Anthony.
And this is the corner. Have a great night. Peace. Oh, don't forget the Vasi fit. Watch out for it. Look at it. Watch out for it. Look at it.
Good.
Yo, check my boy out, man. Thang Cooley.
Yeah.
All right, man. Peace.
Huh?
So this is a dating show?
No, it's not. No, I'm just asking.
Yeah, I got you, man. You gotta do something right. Yeah, go do it. Go do your thing, dog.
We'll be right back.
Cause we about to come to a close anyway. Bitch, pause. Run it.
Guess I always be sitting. Peace out.
Record it, or at least up until the end. Why are you playing again?